what you watch, look what you watch, know what you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gag on Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV, so that. Boom!
A big sound, a big tune.
Ja Oli Emmanuel I boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
Whoa. Somebody ball out one. Somebody say take them out. Lift your hand and say mighty God. Reverse them. Move them, pull them out, spray them out. Every cockroach, every rat, every criminal, reverse them. Every chichi boy, pull them out of parliament. Every criminal, every scammer, every political scammer whose account can't count. All of them whose account can't count. Back them out, spray them, they push them. Some push up in our parliament, run them out, I drink out the milk, pull them out. Pull them out, mighty God, reverse them, indict them, mighty God, mighty God, mighty God, Holy Ghost, send a Holy Ghost, heist for them, deport them out of God's house. Some people in there want get deported back of their yard, send them back. Jezebel, Delilah, send them back of their yard. Ahab, send them back anywhere they come from. Kingston, St. Andrew, Portland, St. Mary. Me I go St. Mary.
What a dub, nice. Rubber dub, rubber dub. Coming from Big Sound. Yeah, man. Rubber dub style. Up and running, up and gunning. Sticky Stocky Sweet TV, Keith Gargan. Cassava, passava, mind over matter. Up and running. Yo, yo, yo. That one I kind of want like, I want breaking news. But never get me blood clot. Breaking news, Amber, you know. Because, anyway, that one, I see Andrew Wallace push the button. Call it Andrew Wallace push the button. Believe you me. And that one from me is a prediction, right? Me not enough source I give me nothing, but me I use my own knowledge, common sense, and experience me have in a geopolitics, how it work, right? Because enough people really out there and them not really, them gonna know one politics and it's in them backyard, Jamaica. They don't know nothing outside how it run. Because they don't have time to study it, or they're not interested. So when you tell them the truth now, them can't believe it because they never know. Say, but you know, this is the thing where a lot of people now look upon, you know. But then again, a lot of people know that right, you know. But in the end of the day, I'm going to break it down how me see it. I'm going to break it down how me see it. Because we see it, where Andrew Wallace, the road them a lead down from a longer time, you know. And really, US government have him in them palm of the man. Yeah. Right at the middle of them palm, them have him. So, but he put himself in a lot of rascal problem with the China now. Because what I'm going to say right now, how me see it, it's a provocation. Provocation. That's where world leader use, you know. Against them one another, you know. Yeah, and against other small countries as well, like Cuba, right? Because remember, you know, from me I grew up, and you know, from them time I listen to world news from BBC, you know, from radio, you know. Sometimes we sit down and we just listen. I can't forget him, and I youth named Edo, right? A pair that we listen to more time, especially Sunday night. And we used to hear about Beirut and all these rascal places. We used to boom a drop regularly and people lose them lives, suicide. Those are from them time there, you know. So I kind of grew up and love that geopolitics type of style. We study that's why I say personally, I say that all the while. If you have a quiz right now, big quiz, to win big money, I'm depend on that rascal set. You see, from me have the subject, politics and music. We kill people with that. Because a lot of people, you see them fucking in, look like them stush and things like that. No, they don't know nothing about politics, you know. Although them are really European or whatever, and them don't know really what go on certain ways. Some things where people ask them who's the president for such and such a country. Certain in a certain time. They can some simple things. And me know them things. They can be study geopolitics, world politics, not just Jamaican politics. So what me I try to say now, you see provocation, Bible tell about that, you know. Bible tell about that. But what these fucking people do, special America, when they want to really get them way. Because remember, you know, I say from your 8-year-old, this Cuba thing are going in bag and them rascal thing there, you know. Cuba pay all carry them over there, so. And them, you know, them try to mash up everything. Because remember from Manly time, only Manly alone used to be Cuba friend. So that's why America never like Michael Manley. And that's why them bring in Siago. That I come from them time, you know. That was the Cuba thing, you know. It's just the blood clam or Cuba thing. So they want to fucking mash down socialism or socialists. Nothing, they don't like the name. It have to be capitalist. So, Siago, them plan Siago there, that was a planting, you know. That's why you see the Labour Party. It built up some rascal corruption from day one still, you know. Yeah, man. Because them corrupt against the people and all these things. They corrupt against the people, so them corrupt from a longer time and hold on the people. I see it still going on to the day, and then people still under that rascal spell and can't kick out of it. Them can't kick out of it for some reason. Why? I don't know. Sometimes you can say it's that and it's that, but come on. When you can't be so low for really. We're supposed to break from that spell there, right? But you can't see it. Because remember, 1 minute you cuss the PMP party because them have a white man over there, which is only one of the white men over there, so, and about 10 white men over the next side, right? White man there, white man every fucking where. So show these people narrow-minded. So all them things they can't take them serious. But what me talk about now, I mean this is a prediction, I have no source. I'm just using my common sense as a man will watch geopolitics and see how them work. I mean, no says this what them are going with. Because something happened in Cuba. They must say Cuba killed 4 on a boat. That's a plan thing, by the America to trigger something, That's what they do. And you see what now? Andrew Wallace already sell out, Because them are going to invade Cuba. Because Donald Trump has some mistake. He want to do a lot of fuckery before impart earth or out of office. Whatever, one of them. This is the type of person where he is. He just want to do some damage and some fuck up the world so they go hard to turn back. Because Cuba did it, this embargo for all these fucking decades. Right through Castro. Castro gone. Castro brother must be gone. Because he used to take over. Yeah. You have a new person now and they want to. Then they try and Trump come back now and take up back the card pack and shuffle again. For some reason, they want them on. Well, I know the Cuba alone, because right now, to how it goes, Andrew Wellness look like him sell out everything. But this is one of the big rascal goal, Because it's never easy thing to do. And me, I put my neck, me personally see that. You can't go as far as I put my neck on the block, but I'm not going to put my neck on the block for that one. Yeah. But me I talk, and I say, well, then I predict it. Say, well, then Andrew Wallace give the okay for the rascal US to land at Jamaica to invade Cuba. Right? That's how me see it, Because you see this conference them got there in the CARICOM there. And then you have Rubio come meet him there. Rubio come see, That was his final deal, That was the final deal. Rubio come there. So that's how it signed. You know, say, well, then that is it. I'm going to ask Christ. So as soon as that done, you were up in Cuba. So what they do, them provoke rascal at Cuba, and the people them have them right to do them things in them land, pan them water. So they're going to say, well, then I'm going to investigate now and come up with some rascal false information and cook up something. And when I them set it up, because remember, 4 persons die. So them are going to come with something now. And them, this is something we plan. And them start the provocation now. And the propaganda. And all new start to run with it for them way. Spin it for them way. All them things there. Tell you something. This is what me see. And this is what me say go happen. So Jamaica boy, me I tell you say, and you see this too can cause the tribal war or the revolution to start. Because when I talk about tribal, the tribal war, the same thing. But then a tribe again a fight against a tribe. This is just Jamaican, a fight against Jamaican. And it's all about 2 colors. And one colours a push it more because them a war boat from a longer time. But me I tell you say when this thing a start, it's not going to pretty. Because the same soldier them, you know, I go switch side. Just like Haiti. And you go see, because people that talk about that long time, that's Jamaica, that's where Andrew Wellness feel like say well. And that's why him come and buy all these blood clot, lot of army, we call it now, army machine. And alterity, what one call. So him actually go out and spend the money. Armored vehicle and all these things. So what you think? You think him don't know what him do? Him expect something to go on. That's why him buy out the top ranking police them and people like Rakim Me and these people. Top army man with Gogo Gaga, all these people. Best friend because them get paid and people once money they around people are going to dive in a corruption, you know. Bathe in a corruption. And that's all it is. But this to me is the last straw. I think and I believe fairly without no source. Say Andrew Wallace sign the deal, press the button for the American army land in Jamaica to invade blood clot them neighbor Cuba. What a blood clot thing this is. We know anyway, me say again, and this is my prediction, you know. Me see what go on, and I know I saw these people work. When them want to get in some contention with some people, any country at all, them try all kind of fucking thing. American try that to lie Russia already, you know, with NATO, you know. And that's why I just show Putin the man, them can, you know, they want to send up to Putin, but it's a hard wrestler call. And them know that, because that will trigger World War III. Simple as that. And you have someone up on the edge right now with them mad people. That's why when they call Andrew Wallace baby Trump, because Andrew watch what Trump my government, you know, and see the hard line with him have, you know. Yeah. Because when these people see people like ICE can kill US citizen like that. US citizen, you know, people born in the US, you know, because them eagerness and I saw them at work and them just put them on the road like a blood clot, stray bull, and they do anything they want and them get away with it. Because Trump now really condemn them things there. When innocent America are dead, he might try to talk about them and resist arrest and all them things there. If you're president, if you talk them things there. So we expect. And Andrew Wallace see them things there. You think Labour Party now see them things there? And as long as Andrew Wallace give him what he want and keep him sweet, give him the best deal because he have to do that to survive. Else Trump kick on them foot long time. So he must sell out the country, right? And sell out Jamaican people to save for them like self. And them alright, them go happy. They don't give a fuck about Jamaica. So you see we come down back to, those are the things that we are talking about. And those are the things that these people can't see. Right? These are things that people can't see, you know. And it happens slowly but surely, you know. Because Jamaica people get so much warning. Them get warned in the last fucking election. And what they do, they make some little fucking change. But them turn fool. Some dinner money, you know, you call them dinner money. And I say them get money because them start a business, you know. It's wrong, And then you can look on them and say, well then, all right, if I say go in, you start a business, it's wrong. But you not get them, you can't start no business, I do nothing. When you just get something to buy some food, I like a grocery. And shit out that long time. And enough I want to know. Still a so far no come out now. A ball. So I don't get the chance of that day. So we think I go happen. You think say I go Andrew go have no mercy for uno? Yo, me I tell you say boy, no sir, it's like when you look on them things that you have to look on life and you say, boy, people, when you see all people can have a steady mind like enough of we people. And so Jamaica no better off. Why the people have some really backward thinking, follow back, just backward thinking, and you can't understand how them people really make them ready to come out of their mouth. If you defend somebody who will not defend them, and them can't see it. Them a talk about something where them a do, what the government a do, when I benefit them. The center when they belong to open up a center must the urban center, right? That don't finish it, And then we're gonna go open it to get vote. And now it's in a chaos. Fear fuckery. And all of them people so again who are run behind them, arsehole, them can't get a little blood clot. Them can't be a vendor. Now we stay way out of I doubt if them fucking allowed doing the vendor out of the gate. Because them thing are strictly, we call it privatization, big wig them, because them rent them millions a month. That's in a barber shop, people can rent this. So what good it? You see these people really look and me tell you something. Because urban center like that open a center masses out of Goodyear, all Goodyear where Goodyear tire used to be. And then build up that. I'll do it not finishing up. Peer run them run and open it. But anyway, you build up that. You're not supposed to serve the people them so people can open them barber shop and any blood clot body who can get a start this up. But now them place where a pure ass clad chemist pharmacy and all these big ass clad thing where no space on there for 4 people. You understand? So who to serve, who to benefit. So them might defend something when that benefit them, So you talk about where fucking Labour Party do for poor people really was struggle. So them can say, yeah. Oh, Bill Road, Urban Center, Rete, Lele, and them can't go there. Them can't go there, but it don't make sense because if you go, where you go do window shopping. Well, you can't go there if you go do window shopping. That's okay. So if you don't get that you want, you don't want no money in your pocket. So you can't really, when it open, you can't say, well, then it's worth it. Because, now you can't do it. When there's a talk. So these are things when I say, blood clot, sleepwalk, I mean, I know. And look at this blood clot man I do. Because me, right now, predict this, I tell you, say, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see American plane, war plane, that come upon Jamaican soil to attack Cuba or invade Cuba, any way you want to put it. And Ongi and Joe Wellness want to do that. But you're going to be rascal something, This might be too far because you never have that kind of blood clot, no PMP government. I don't think you have that kind of Bruce Golden neither. Believe you me. No answer. You don't have that kind of Bruce Golden. Because Bruce Golden is not, he's a wise brother, but him kind of fuck, uphold with corruption too. Because I'm not really talk out as I'm supposed to talk out for some reason. I don't know if him shame because of him did give Andrew Wallace his blessing there. You know what I mean? But yeah. So the thing I roll on to war, people. War. thing roll on, as far as me see it, roll on right up to war. I would say war invasion because me don't know, because we don't want to kill off the Cuban and peaceful place, The crime rate, boy, me I tell you sometime, me don't know. And them want to go and mash up the place now because them can't, them a try for much decade to bring Cuba to its knees, and it's still there. It might hard, but still Rascal have good health service, no crime. So and that them want to go mash up now. We're going to bring in them fucking Kentucky and McDonald and all them blood clot thing there. And all these things. Because a lot of tourists want to go to Cuba, but tourists go there still, but how it's supposed to run, they want to bring it to its knees. And look who help them, Andrew Holness. Imagine that a Jamaican Prime Minister. Look what Cuba do for Jamaica. All in the COVID, the lot of doctors them come and nurses come help out Jamaica during that time. And so what them do? They never sign back them contract, them go home because Ruby tell them said them have to do that. You know what? So from them time them think you boil up, And from them time them think you boil up. Till now. So Andrew Holness agreed to every blood clot thing when American lay out to him. And I hide it from the Jamaican people them. And them down that about bro God, bro this and bro that. Eh? Them down there start talk about them things there. The man sell out the rascal because this is the last try, Cuba, next doorway. So my father come from Cuba. Him born in Cuba. My father born in Cuba, But him come here when him a blood clot, like 6-year-old. So I'm my grandmother and them people, I'm a Cuban them. And then when first time I see my mother too, we can see the type of year she have. Right? The type of year she have. And you can see, yeah. So me have Cuban blood in me. But it just cross the aisle from blood clot Jamaica, next door. Like you live here, so you live in one blood clot estate. And you have a house here, so you have a next house down there, so. Like your neighbor. And you mean, so Jamaica really, Andrew is really, me I taught this, and personally, I don't know if nobody taught this yet. But me can say, well then, me the first man out of the box. I'm not get no source from nothing and nobody. Me don't see it the way there by what me see I go on right now. The provocation when me see I go on. We just know say something like this. And because Andrew Holness go to the Caracom meeting another day, and Ruby are coming and come meet him. Because him go meet. Him not dealing with a Jamaica at the target. Andrew Holness. And that was the final deal they make. And that's why this thing happened in a Cuban water, and Cuban have killed 4 of them and take the rest of them in a custody. So American want to use that. American provoke that, and set up that, for something happen. So they're going to use this now to justify to invade Cuba. Because they want to do that decades and decades ago. Right? And look who Rascal be the traitor. Look who be the traitor, Andrew Holness. Yo. Yeah, man. Andrew Holness is the traitor. Imagine that. Andrew Holness is the traitor. Imagine that, Rascal. But to me, it's strange to me still, It don't strange to me.
Government don't manage the economy well, your hospital get bad. Your road get bad.
Traitor.
Your water supply get bad.
Traitor.
Don't manage the economy well, your
Traitor.
hospital get bad. Your road
Watch
get
him
bad.
bumble hole.
Your water supply get
Eh?
bad.
You watch his
don't
pussy
manage
hole
the
is-
economy well, your hospital get
Yo,
bad.
yo,
Your
yo.
road get bad. Your water supply get bad. Government don't manage the economy well.
I mean, I tell you, say, brother, when you see this brother here, it's like, you know, it make you really want to blood clot, cough up. We're not supposed to cough up, because, boy, I don't know. This man is still the that rascal. But when I call him man, I'm just style this brother already name. He's like a guy. He's like a blood clot guy. I drunk him drunk right there, so you know. I have to hold him up. Eh? This guy going to mash up Jamaica. Then again, you know, Marcus Garvey, this is the guy Marcus Garvey talk about. You're going to have somebody like him to come run at him. There's nobody else. Because I'm done with the damage, I'm done to see, but I'm do it so neatly. And I'm going to say, oh, because I tell you, it's a revolution and they're just around the corner, you know. Believe you me, and watch it. Andrew Wallace blood lad give American the green light to land on Jamaica soil and blood lad invade blood lad Cuba. I mean attack it loud and clear so that him do. Me feel so that him do. Well if not that him do, God bless your soul, brother. Me I tell you, but me I look, I mean I hear from the source, me just attack how me see it as a man who listen and study geopolitics. Me not just study Jamaican politics. Or some no. We go deeper than that. And that's how they do when they want to put, because I remember, you know, a long time me do a lot of tunes say, well then the next war gonna start in Iran. And see they right, you know, it a boil, they right on the edge. We can play that through. So when we predict things sometimes, you know, really it might take long. But you know, from when me do that song, the next war, I'm saying that the song, put my neck on the block. The next war gonna start in Iran. And see what happened, what go on the right and right on the edge there. So, and that is after the Iraq war, you know. So a long time. So it take a long time for a reveal. But what me see right just now, America and Donald Trump, him see now at the time for him do it, because a long time people want to touch it and him touch it. Them going to talk about it, them walk far from it. But Trump and the man will come to do everything, do anything. And once him having confederate them people like Andrew Wallace. That's why Andrew Wallace walk and him came in free. They're saying like one day you see, Siki Chang, you see that so. Him, look at him, but he's a security minister. These are some evil bastard people, you know, I tell you, you know. Right? But what gonna happen to Jamaican people? Well, you have to blame on the blood class self, you know. You have to blame on yourself. Yeah, man. Anyway, we are going to, as I say, this is how American provoke people and set up people, pay people a lot of money to do them things there. Because if people even dead, you know, them gonna get rascal, them parents gonna get money, or them family, for the rest of them life. But people risk them life for them things there, because them people who do them things there, are anti, or some people live at Cuba and run up on boat, because they don't want to live on a communist, as what them say. And them fight against them country, and them would want to help to liberate them country. Well, liberating, yeah, call it liberate, because that them want, say them all get liberation, right? Because they want Cuba to come to be one of the Vatican city and bring in investment, change a regime. And that them want you to know. Change a regime, and that them a go for. Change a regime. Because you have people on the sideline willing, just like in Haiti. So you see, they want to wreck this blood clot Cuba and Jamaica, you know, because remember, you know, two of them can go down to, you know. Ain't gonna cause by one rascal man. Because if him tough and stand up and have nothing for hide and nothing for him now go do them things there. As a Jamaican, as a patriot, a true Jamaican, you never want to do them things, brother. Never ever. Never ever want to do that. So help me, Father God. And that is the truth. Yeah. A joke. Oh, yeah. CNN, I say.
Off the coast of Cuba. Officials in Cuba say border guard troops shot and killed 4 people on a speedboat in Cuban waters who were trying to, quote, infiltrate the island nation on Wednesday. The Cuban Interior Ministry says the boat was registered in Florida and was carrying Cubans who live in the United States. One of the passengers allegedly opened fire on the border guard troops. 6 other people aboard the speedboat were wounded in the shootout and are receiving medical care while being held in custody. We've got CNN Stefano Pozzebon following the story for us.
That are definitely provocation by the United States. Them use roebuck. You call them raw blood clot buck. Some you call them, you know. Some people who would do anything to get a result. And they will risk them life as well. Yeah, risk them fucking life. Because they know so well then if anything come to them family go alright for life. That's how them people work. Just like suicide bomber. Believe you me. So yeah, man. That's the thing there.
Stefano, good to see you. What do we know about this investigation? What transpired in this incident?
Well, unfortunately, we don't know much, and everything we know is directly from the Cuban government, so of course we need to take it with a little bit of caution. However, we do know that the incident took place at the northernmost tip of the Cuban coast, the part of the island of Cuba that is closest to Florida. This closest to both Miami, the Miami community of anti-Cuban hotbed, frankly, and the Cuban Keys, which is that line of archipelago that drives south from the continental United States towards Cuba in South Florida. We know that 6 people have been so far apprehended by the Cuban government. The Cuban government and the Interior Ministry in particular have told us that 1 more person have been apprehended for flying into Cuba to organize the reception of what they're saying was a tripulation of terrorists. These 6 people, together with the 4 that have been killed in the standoff on Wednesday, are now accused of terrorism and trying to infiltrate the country, Cuba, in to stem a rebellion, to stem social disorder. We know that the Americans have called for a thorough investigation and for clarifying all the facts. In particular, not just the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, but also the Florida Attorney General, who is appointed by the Republicans, but also the mayor of Miami, who is a Democratic politician, but still called to take everything coming out of Cuba with a pinch of salt and asking for American U.S. investigators to clarify all the facts, especially if they link to the southern Florida community. To people.
You see, those are things where them set them thing up to really investigate, find something, and something, little thing them up and justify. Because you see them do it with Venezuela, easily. Go and take all the rascal elected president. So you think, so, well, they don't know what I'm do? Because this time, you know, they want to change the government in Cuba completely. Because they want to try to do like, we call Gaddafi in Beirut, right? In Lebanon. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what they want to do. Long time that they're on them agenda, you know. And a Trump and Andrew Wallace come around at them time, yeah, to change the world. Who know when you take a blood clot like a Caribbean man, there's no, me not see no other Jamaican Prime Minister to sell out, you know, like that, you know. When you really make them really come on Jamaican style with military rascal, no sir. If you attack them neighbor, Cuba, we did so much for Jamaica before Andrew Wallace born, him come inherit it as well. Yeah. Him mother, yeah, they must inherit things. Because remember, you know, Cuban a build school for Jamaica from Bustamante time, you know. And I like say, well, and I one. So people, me don't understand what going on, you know. Andrew Wallace, me don't know what going on, me don't know when I hear it, you know, but there's something there where you gonna go, no matter you try to spin it and do all kind of rascal shit to go on, me can't put my neck on the block for this. You gonna go down as the worst prime minister ever. And that will be the worst of the worst. So you might think so you have a legacy, you're gonna leave. What kind of legacy? Because your name already mashed up already, you know. But you try if you just juggle, put your friend them in a job so you can save your skin. And that is bogus, brother. And fraud, fake. You're a fake blood clot prime minister. And that's all it is. People don't want to call it out like that. You're a fake prime minister. This is what you're doing. Imagine look on Cuba. Look how much, you know, COVID Cuba do for you. And you really are going to do that, brother. Man, you know, man, this is not your blood clam or downfall, you know. Pussy. I tell you that. No joke. Because this now, as me say, this is my prediction. This is how me see it go. From your listener, all them news you know, and see what really are going. This is something leading up to something. A long time it happened, you know. But Cuba and Castro are always strong. And America will back down. They don't like it, you think them life will lose like this. The Cuba just going to get over it or they don't get them goal. They don't get them goal. You think America forgot that? A leader after Trump will come and think the same way, hard line the same way. Depends on the, you know, see the party, whether they're Democrat, because the Democrat is more of a softer tone and them things there. But the Republican, as a capitalist party, them really want to carry through the mission now. Because them see the time right feed. Because remember, you know, them have a puppet at Jamaica. Couldn't never get that before, you know. But this boy a come when Trump around. So Jamaica don't know what go on, and them some people now think so deep, you know. But I put it out there. And I can come back to this and say, let me tell you this. So this is what I see happen. Andrew Wallace press the button. Sign off on this shit. Because America want to do this easy. Because, you know, you take it. Whether American aircraft are refill from Jamaica, still take off from Jamaica to invade Cuba. So Jamaica gonna be, I don't know, if Andrew Wallace want to go down the road there. Well, let me do anything still enough for money, you know. He don't give a shit. And that's why I'm so protected with the police, them and the bodyguard and all the security around him. right, well, because I'm well paid, and that's all it is, which is, him is the most protected and guarded blood clot prime minister in the Caribbean. What reason I don't know? Yeah? What reason I don't know? So we hear where CNN say as well.
People in Miami, where we know that a change of government has been demanded when it comes to Cuba for more than 60 years. But this has the potential, Eleni, to rapidly escalate into the...
You see, a change of government in Cuba is looming for more than 60 years. And I tell you, when I blood clot youth, we listen to blood clot, World News, BBC World News. And we hear about Cuba and Castro and how American put on embargo and things like that. And how there's Michael Manley stand up in Cuba. And that's why they never like Michael Manley. They try to assassinate him more than once. Yeah. Along with Siago, the help of Siago to the CIA. All them things they labor right now business about them things there, you know. All them business about to get them selfish. And them little handout. And them good with that. Imagine that. My Jamaican brother and sister got them low way there. No, sir. And most of them rascal people say a shout out. What them can shout out? Them can't show a house. We can show a little blood clot, it's a old car, it's a material. We can broke down and you have to put out in pay insurance. For that, you know, go blood clot, that piece of motorbike. Come on. So one leave for the grandkids. They might come to the same thing. And that I want to know. And that I want to know. They might come to the same thing. Like, you know.
Most serious geopolitical crisis of the year so far, especially after the removal of Nicolas Maduro down in Venezuela. It's a situation that we're monitoring very, very quickly, very, very closely, because it could escalate very quickly, Elena.
Yeah, well, may I tell you that?
Absolutely. Okay, so I want to talk about the current economic realities facing people in Cuba right now. Lifeline was always Venezuelan oil. That has dried up. I mean, you mentioned Nicolas Maduro, you know, and of course the United States assault on Cuba as well. It's something that the US wants to focus on. So give me a sense of the mounting pressure and the humanitarian crisis that's currently unfolding there.
The mounting pressure is the strongest that the current Cuban government has faced in recent history. Cuba does not produce nearly enough of the energy that it needs, and it needs more energy, more oil to produce electricity, to run its factories, to run its city. And that's why we're seeing daily blackouts both in Havana and the rest of the island. One of the first reactions coming out of this incident, I think it's important to point out, came directly from the Kremlin, Russia being a close ally of the Castro's government and the current president of Cuba, Rubén Díaz-Canel. This is what Dmitry Peskov, the Russian spokesperson, had to say about the incident in Cuba.
The situation around Cuba, as we see, is escalating. The most important thing now is the humanitarian aspect. Of course,
You know what bad about this as well too? Because Russia will get involved. Because it can be edgy. And China will edge panel line the two. So China in bed with Jamaica, with Anna and Andrew Wellness, and now him ever bring in the American to do that. It's gonna be a blood clot double bangarang. And people what me I tell you say, you know. Boy, me I tell you say, Jamaica gonna be like, me no know, brother. Now it's Jamaica, and who will do that? One man gonna mash it up, you know, Andrew Wallace, you know. Because with him eagerness and all these rascal things we have in him head. Go like him is a Mr. Know-it-all. Yeah, that's how to go. Very slippery.
all humanitarian issues Cuban citizens are facing must be resolved, and no one should create obstacles.
So the United States have essentially blocked all shipments of oil from neighboring countries into Cuba. It used to be Venezuela. Maduro was removed. Venezuela is no longer sending crude oil to Cuba. It used to be Mexico. Mexico has desisted to do that after the US pressured.
So you see when I'm start with blockade. Now hold Cuba hostage now, you know. Because we don't have blood clot energy. You cut off from that. That is torturing. So that is the way them going to try to do now. So when them do that, pressure the people, and then start with that first. This is a fucking strategy, you know. Them start with that first. People can't get no energy. Mobile phone. You know, all of them things there. I got blood clot limited. So it really strip the country to nothing and break the people them. Break the people them. And when you break the people them, then them come in now and the person who them support to be the president who lurking in the fucking back, there's somebody like Andrew Wellness though. We sell out them country. So the person who now who America want to take over, when they punish the blood clot people them and them can't take it no more, them bow. And then America gonna get them with it. So when them call election now, boom. The next person who America want to win, them gonna be the victor in all of this. And then American get them way now. It's how easy it is. So them got to play a rascal big part. So what me say, anything resistant, because Cuba not really a people you play with neither too, you know. They put up resistance to Cuban. Let me tell you that. So that's why it's a thing why I prepare. So Jamaica already give them the landing rascal rights. And that are my words, you know. So we're going to watch the thing while go on. Same speed. Because me know say other road that it lead down to. Me know say other road that it leading down to. No joke about it. Some people look and say conspiracy. We don't know nothing about blood talk conspiracy. We don't talk conspiracy, we talk realness and realness. But we can see. Because no can see things, you know. The only thing no see a darkness. Yeah, when you walk on a dark, I don't know, so a dark when I walk up, you know. And when I say dark, I mean, when you get some blood clot, man, the man is dark, in a heavy blood clot way. And I check the well then I will just walk up in it. And then, when it's no longer, in no time, when it's no longer, I don't know what I mean. Yeah. Because you have to have something like, you know, where you can see things. And so, well, I just said today, more time with blood clot talk things like, because things is something where you have to study things. You can't be, you have to like have a broad mind, not a narrow mind like some people who just narrow mind, we just deal with Jamaican politics, ball out shower, Rate and Lele, and like to go to campaign them and them get a buzz. But they don't know what's going on out of Jamaica. I don't ever listen to them politics. Only Jamaican politics them talk about. So Jamaican politics can't run it out international politics. So all of them link together to get the best deal, economy and everything. So people have to know. But only know them things there. Only don't know those things. Because I feel like them things don't exist. Only Jamaica exists. But some of them are not dark, are not fuck. Let me tell you that. And that's why I don't get tied up in this fucking net.
The Mexican president, and now Canada and Mexico are sending in humanitarian aid because, of course, the humanitarian situation could as well rapidly escalate into a crisis. It's a sign, it's an arm wrestle between Washington, via Miami and Havana. Of course, I say via Miami because Marco Rubio himself, the Secretary of State, is from southern Florida. He has long advocated for a regime change in Havana, and he also said that yesterday, saying that the Cuba government should seize power as quickly as possible. The Cuban situation should change as quickly as possible. And we see that increasingly isolated. PESCO, for example, did not offer any concrete help coming down from Russia to Cuba. So a situation that we're monitoring very closely in the days and weeks ahead.
Suffice it to say, it is highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that. It's not something that happens every day. It's something, frankly, that hasn't happened with Cuba in a very long time.
We're going to turn now to Mark Caputo. He's a White House reporter for Axios. He's done a lot of reporting on the U.S. relationship with Cuba. Thank you for being with us, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
So we heard the Secretary of State there say that they're going to want to know more. They're going to do their own investigation. And there are survivors, so to speak, right, who reportedly are in a hospital. So what can the U.S. do here?
That's a great question. What I think the U.S. is going to try to do is conduct an investigation the way the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said. And in the process of doing that, they're going to try to talk to these people. And the question we're going to have is, will Cuba participate or allow the United States to have this investigation in Cuba itself? There's a possibility, I can't assess the probability, that the answer to that is going to be no. And if the answer to that winds up being no, well, we're going to be in the middle of a real tense situation. Things are already difficult on the island. Obviously, the relationship with the United States and Cuba is incredibly hostile and has been for 67 years. The Cuban regime there, it's a totalitarian surveillance state, is really sucking wind, so to speak. That is, things are terrible on the island, in part because of the U.S. embargo and what they call a blockade, and in part because of communist mismanagement. So this is an inflection point that could become a very explosive situation, depending on how both sides handle it.
Right. You mentioned the embargo cutting off new shipments when it comes to oil. But I also, as you mentioned this, I'm thinking about the fact that Cuban intelligence hasn't been involved in places like Venezuela. You called it a surveillance state. Are we in a kind of spy versus spy situation here with the U.S. and Cuban relationship?
I mean, we have been for 67 years. The guy who made the spy versus spy comic was famously a Cuban, Provocation. So that is part and parcel of the United States' tense and hostile relationship with Cuba. The thing is Marco Rubio is the favorite son of the Miami Cuban exile community. And he is very much a Cuba expert, and certainly, I'm trying to choose my words carefully, a hardliner when it comes to Cuba policy. Now, he is executing Donald Trump's policy and is interested in making a deal with the Cuban regime there to transition into more of a free market, more of a free society, one where they have a free press and free elections. Those are the rules, the prongs of the U.S. embargo against Cuba. That is, we'll lift it when they become a free society. And Rubio is very much interested in enforcing that. Just how that happens, we're not quite sure, but what we do know is that this situation is sort of one of those moments where we could look back in history and say, okay, this is where a clear change is going to begin because of the way in which things unfold after this point.
It'll be interesting to learn more in the coming days. If we do, Mark Caputo, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, so that a boil up in Cuba, it come down with some really serious thing about me, you know. Now we're pretty. A lot of people are going to lose them life. Definitely that it'll come down to. A lot of people will lose them life. Because them things never really end smoothly, you know. And you're gonna have resistance as well. Can't blood clot get it from that. Resistant, yeah. Gonna have that. But in the end of the day, all me can say, if Andrew Wallace really rascal, go down the road there. If he really go down the road there, He might sorry. He might fucking sorry. You know, see it? He might blood clot sorry. Trust me. He might sorry. I'll play next little bit from Cuba as well. When the military, them meet. Because them people are not going to lay down so easy. You know, that's why I'm saying people are going to fucking lose them life. Because, remember, you know, and the first Cuban Revolution, you know, and that's a serious thing. But, you know, always somebody who always there to come and sneakingly start some shit. Like the Americans, yeah.
Cuba condena y denuncia esas acciones como un acto de terrorismo de Estado, un asalto criminal contra nuestra América, zona de paz, una violación de la soberanía de una nación que es símbolo de independencia. Pero Estados Unidos sí es el responsable ante el mundo de la integridad física de Maduro.
Serious thing, a blood clot boil up. Believe you me, serious thing. As far as me see.
Mr. Speaker.
Very rascal, serious thing are going on. And about to happen in Cuba. We're gonna see what's gonna happen in the next 2-3 weeks. I seen things 3 weeks time down the line. Things supposed to move, whatever motivation them depend. Yeah. But it's not gonna pretty. Because this is where there's sometimes, you know, you people there so wars are fuck up thing, you know, and you don't know, say, boy, you have time, you go gone in the next 2-4 weeks. Because that's the war set up, you know. In Iraq, are the same thing. Some people blood clot to me say, lose them life. Sometimes I look at them people and say, look, a month ago, we never know so this, boy, I tell you, you know, it's kind of fucked up. Bad. It's kind of fucked up, bad. Anyway, we'll listen a little bit of English question time. When we run out here, so.
4 years into Putin's barbaric assault, the courage of Ukrainians burns bright. We are extending sanctuary to Ukrainians in their time of need, providing the weapons and aid to support them in their fight for a just peace. We're degrading Russia's economy and planning for a ceasefire that protects Ukraine's sovereignty. That support will never falter. And yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I recommitted to President Zelensky.
Well, that not gonna be your downfall. Yeah. Because the amount of money you spend for Ukraine, billions and billions of blood clot pound, and then there's a lot of things that England will fix, brother. I'm going to give all the Ukraine and them house in no time. And people there so work and sweat, can't get away if you live sometime. I don't know, and you see, that's why you see reform, I go use them things there. Because reform, I go have a different thing. So you see that the people go want to hear that. So, Nigel Farage, how him want name, him gonna be a person like Trump. Because Trump had the same thing with Ukraine. him not getting no support he's supposed to get. Him not in it too tough. But you, Mr. British man, take it up on your head now. It'll go backfire upon you. That's gonna be a downfall. Trust me upon that. Yeah.
And the Ukrainian people, that we stand with them in the fight for freedom, democracy, and the values that we all hold dear. Mr. Speaker, let me also congratulate Team GB for their superb performance in the Winter Olympics. They are brilliant ambassadors for our country, and I know the Paralympics GB will also do us proud. Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others. In addition to my duties in this House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And may I associate myself with the remarks of the Prime Minister in respect of Team GB and Ukraine. A great former Prime Minister once said, "You turn if you want to, the lady's not for turning." Like the leader of my party today, she was a leader of principle and backbone. But we know this current government is no stranger to the U-turn. So given that, can I gently tempt the Prime Minister to add one more to the current tally to help get Britain working again by backing the fantastic shops and businesses in Melton Mowbray Town Centre and high streets across my constituency and beyond to succeed and grow by scrapping the government's business rate changes that will hit so many of them hard?
Well, it's good to see him in good form, particularly, if I may say so, after his health scare, which he and I have discussed a number of times. He discusses a former leader of his party. He was the former health minister, I think, who presided over record waiting lists. He was the former prison minister who left the prisons overcrowding. And he was the former economy minister under Liz Truss. We're picking up the mess and we're turning it around.
Rachel Hopkins.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I very much welcome the fact that our Labour government has recognised the state of Palestine, and I also welcome the Foreign Secretary's statement last week as chair of the UN Security Council, setting out the UK's commitment to increasing humanitarian access to Gaza and advancing a two-state solution. Does the Prime Minister agree that protecting civilians, upholding international law and supporting Palestinian-led governments are essential for a lasting peace?
Prime Minister.
Well, can I thank him for raising this really important issue, because the ceasefire in Gaza remains fragile and protecting Israeli and Palestinian civilians is critical to the next phase of the peace plan. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of our commitment to a two-state solution, and we will be hosting the peace-building conference in March to build lasting peace and security for both Palestine and Israel. Hamas must decommission its weapons, destroy its terrorist infrastructure, and can have no future role in running Gaza. And Mr. Speaker, whilst aid flows have increased, the level of need is still dire, and the Israeli government must stop blocking supplies and preventing work of international NGOs. That is unconscionable, and it is costing Palestinian lives.
We come to the Leader of the Opposition, Kemi Ben.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And can I associate this side of the House with the Prime Minister's comments about Ukraine and Team GB? Mr. Speaker, before the Prime Minister and I became MPs, parties of every colour increased the cost of going to university. The system is now at breaking point for graduates. I believe the student loans have become a debt trap. It is time for all of us to do something about it. Will he cut interest rates on student loans?
Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I have to say I was glad to learn that the Leader of the Opposition has finally admitted that they scammed the country on this. And that applies to everything they did in government. We inherited their broken student loans system. We've already introduced maintenance grants to improve the situation, which they scrapped. And we will look at ways to make it fairer. And we will do other things within the economy to help students. What other things they say? The news this morning, Mr. Speaker, 7 a.m, energy bills coming down by £117 for millions of families and young people struggling. That's guaranteed money off bills in April, driven by the action that this Labour government has taken. We promised to cut the cost of living. We are cutting the cost of living.
Mr. Speaker, I asked him if he would cut interest rates on student loans. No answer. And for the record, energy bills are still higher than when he came into office. He keeps talking about the last government. In case he hasn't noticed, my party is under new leadership. A lot of people wish his was too, including the backbenchers sitting behind him. But let's talk again about student loans and student fees even. Because to win the Labour leadership, yes, with Labour together, the Prime Minister promised to abolish tuition fees. In opposition, the Education Secretary said, graduates, you will pay less under a Labour government. I wonder what happened to those people. But can the Prime Minister tell us whether graduates are paying more or less under Labour?
Prime Minister. Certainly many in her party are under new leadership, Mr. Speaker. They're up there. The only change she's brought to her party is to make it smaller. And she talks about interest rates on loans. Mr. Speaker, not only have energy prices come down this morning, but since we were last here across the dispatch box, inflation has fallen as well, which has a huge impact on interest rates. Fallen to 3%. And the Bank of England say it's going to keep on falling. That's only happening because of the decisions that we made at the budget, opposed by the party opposite. They talk about the cost of living. This government is taking action, and under their watch, inflation was 11%, which crippled the state of finances for students as their loan rates went up.
Mr. Speaker, I'm amazed that while we're trying to talk about student loans, the Prime Minister has the cheek to talk about my party being smaller. His party is smaller too, including one MP who was arrested for child sex offences. So perhaps before he gets on his high horse, he should ask why his backbenchers are saying that they're being called the Pedo Defenders Party. Yes. So why don't we get back? So if he... Yes, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I know it makes them...
Yes. Sorry. OK, let's have less. No.
I know they don't like it, Mr. Speaker.
Does the honourable member want to leave at this stage? Just understand, I want to hear the question, because it's very important that I do hear, because I'm may have to make a judgment. So I don't need any more shouting.
I know they don't like it, Mr. Speaker, but I haven't said anything that's not true, have I? So perhaps, they should get off their high horse, stop making stupid jokes, and why don't we talk about student loans? Policies that may have been fine for 2012 with low interest rates are not fine for 2026. The fact is, graduates are paying more, not less. On Monday, the schools minister was asked on the BBC why Labour froze the repayment thresholds. She said the government has, and I quote, huge pressures. Those pressures have been created by his taxes and his borrowing to pay for more welfare. Why is the Prime Minister taking from students to give to Benefit Street?
What a nerve. Under their government, student loan thresholds were frozen for 10 years. 10 years. They broke the system. They did it with a bloke over there when they were in coalition together, and we're fixing it. Now, she used to say just a few weeks ago that she was going to focus on the economy at the exclusion of everything else. So I'm doing her a favour by bringing it back to the economy, because 117, desperate to talk about the economy, £117 off energy bills, inflation going down. The other thing that was confirmed on Friday, Mr. Speaker, borrowing is coming down, the biggest surplus on record. That means we've got the economy back under control. We're fixing the public finances. Now, I know the party of Liz Truss don't understand any of this, but she should welcome those changes when she next stands up.
Mr. Speaker, he says they're fixing the student loan system. How? He wasn't even talking about this until I raised it. The fact is, those policies...
And it goes for the row as well. Chair Select Committee expects us a standard, not to shout somebody down. Ken Ben.
Mr. Speaker...
I don't need any back chat. Ben.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He's only talking about student loans now because I raised it. He says they're fixing the problem. The fact is, he's not. Why is it that I'm willing to ditch old Conservative policies that don't work and he wants to keep them? He's not going to do anything about it at all. On Monday, they voted to increase benefits yet again. The fact is, he is taking money out of the pockets of graduates and giving it to people who are not working. It is not fair. It is not just that he is saddling graduates with debt. It's not just that he is saddling graduates with debt. Yesterday, the Bank of England, yes, where she used to work in customer services. Yesterday, the Bank of England... Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, the Bank of England said that his policies are fueling youth unemployment. That's not us, that's the Bank of England. For the first time ever, youth unemployment is now higher here than it is in the EU. And while he blames everyone else, our young people can't get jobs, they are losing hope and even leaving the country. Will the Prime Minister tell us how he plans to deal with it?
Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, she says she's ditching failed Tory policies. It's a very long list. 14 years of list. And it starts with the word sorry. And when she says that word, we'll take her seriously. Mr. Speaker, she talks about the Bank of England. The Bank of England have reduced interest rates 6 times. We've seen the fall in energy bills. Inflation is coming down. Borrowing is coming down. She hasn't welcomed any of that. And if she wanted to talk about the economy, she wants to talk anything other than the economy. Perhaps she'll welcome the surge in retail sales as well. People are spending more on our high streets because of the action that we took. Wages boosted for millions of workers, opposed by the party opposite. Free breakfast clubs, opposed by the party opposite. Free childcare, opposed by the party opposite. Every measure we're taking to improve the economy, what do? They oppose it.
Mr. Speaker, he is desperate to talk about the last government so that he can distract from the mess that he is making now. The fact is, he is the Prime Minister today. This is a man who got legislation in to fix his own pension, just him, no one else's. He won't sort out student loans for other people. He has no plan to get young people into work. He has no plan to help graduates get out of the debt trap. They can complain as much as they like. These are facts. 411 MPs, and not a single one of them has any imagination. We are the ones doing all the thinking. Yes, he has already... Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has already made 15 U-turns. Will he make another one next week at the Spring Statement to fix the student loans system?
She wants me to talk about this government. Bills down under this government, £117. Inflation down under this government. Surplus up, record. Resales down. She won't welcome the economic news, but the business community is welcoming the plan. Business confidence is up. The FTSE's at a record high. The President of the British Chamber of Commerce has said this is the year our economy can turn around. Her miserable strategy of talking down the economy isn't working because Labour's got a plan for Britain.
Mr. Speaker, it'll only turn around this year if he stops being the leader. Perhaps they can do something about that. He wants us to welcome economic news. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to welcome the fact that youth unemployment is at its highest ever. I am not going to welcome the fact that unemployment has increased every single month under this Labour government. He is not doing anything about student loans because he is not governing. And he is not governing because he cannot govern. He is distracted by Labour scandal after Labour scandal. Mr. Speaker, even today, now there is an inquiry into the Inquiries Minister. That is all that they have offered since they came in. The defining moment of this man's premiership will not be breakfast clubs. It will be the sight of the man he appointed as ambassador to Washington just last year getting arrested. No wonder they're calling themselves all sorts of things. He needs to stop moaning about us and start fixing his useless government. Why should the country have to put up with 3 more years of this?
Yet again, she's shown why she is so utterly irrelevant. Harping from the sidelines, trying to talk down the economy.
Hello? Please, I want to hear the question, so do your constituents. Prime Minister.
All she does is carp from the sidelines, talk the economy down, talk the country down. In the meantime, because of our work, what is happening? Energy bills down, as announced this morning. Inflation down. Borrowing down. And what's up? Retail spending is up. Investment is up. Business confidence is up. That's the difference a Labour government makes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Residents in Stanley, in my constituency, are very excited about having their say on how to spend the £20 million of Pride in Place funding that Stanley South has received as one of the 250 most deprived neighbourhoods in the country. There are other villages and areas in North Durham that are too small to qualify for Pride in Place at the moment, but also urgently in need of investment. For instance, Grange Villa, New Kyo and the Avenues area of Chesterley Street. Will the Prime Minister consider an additional wave of Pride in Place funding to target smaller, more concentrated areas of deprivation?
Well, I thank him for that, and I know how meaningful Pride in Place investment is to his constituents. We're backing communities with the funding and the powers they need to invest in their priorities, which is unleashing jobs, growth and opportunity. In answer to his question, I can confirm that the next wave of Pride in Place will invest in an additional 169 neighbourhoods focused on smaller areas, looking closely at deprivation. We're reversing the austerity that ripped the heart out of our high streets and our communities and giving local people a real say over how money is spent.
Leader of the Liberal Democrats, Sir Ed Davey.
Can I join the Prime Minister in congratulating Team GB on our most successful Winter Olympics ever? And can I also join him in solidarity with our Ukrainian allies and friends after 4 years of them resisting Vladimir Putin's war machine? Mr. Speaker, the former Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, has raised deeply shocking concerns that Jeffrey Epstein may have used British airports and even RAF bases to traffic young women and girls in and out of our country. This is appalling. The Prime Minister knows that I agree with Gordon Brown that there needs to be a full public inquiry into all this. If he doesn't agree with Gordon Brown, will he, at the very least, commit to releasing the flight logs and related documents? Will he wait for the House to force the government to do that?
Prime Minister.
Well, I think it's important to appreciate there's obviously a police investigation going on, and I think it's right, and I'm sure he agrees with this, that that has to go wherever the evidence takes it. And we have to let that investigation run its course before deciding what next action needs to be taken.
Sir Ed Davey.
Well, I think we all agree that police investigations should take priority, but that doesn't rule out a public inquiry, and it certainly doesn't rule out releasing the...
Yeah, well, no one to tell this blood clot people, Mr. Mr.
Speaker, on a different note,
all cover up some fucking thing, you know.
Trustee of William Blake House, a care home for adults with profound disabilities, embezzled £1 million. There are very few homes in the country which offer this sort of care, and now it faces closure. As a father of a disabled son myself, can I tell the Prime Minister this situation is one of my worst nightmares? It's one of the worst nightmares of many parents with disabled adult children. The families of the residents have put forward a rescue plan to take over William Blake House and run it themselves. It will require HMRC resolving the debt issue and the Charity Commission to appoint an independent board. So will the Prime Minister meet with the families and back their plan?
Prime Minister.
Can I thank him for raising this case, which is obviously a cause of considerable concern, and of course I'll make sure that the relevant meeting is put in place for all of the individuals who need that meeting.
Mr. Speaker, given the recent challenges to the Equality Act, will the Prime Minister commit to protecting those laws which prevent discrimination at work and in society, making sure that women aren't fired for being pregnant and ensuring that everyone is treated fairly, regardless of their sex, race or disability?
Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of the Equality Act that was passed by the last Labour government. We will always fight for working people, and compare that to Reform, who want to go back to the dark days where people can be discriminated against because of who they are, ripping up protections for workers and renters, and ending the right for grieving parents to take a few days off work if the worst should ever happen to their child. But, Mr. Speaker, I also have to raise this. A death threat was shared by Reform's Deputy Council leader in Lancashire against the brilliant member for Bolsover. It said she should be shot. When death threats were made against the member for Clacton, I stood at this dispatch box and condemned them outright. If he has any decency or backbone, he will stand up, apologise, condemn the comments and sack the individual in his parties. Will he do so?
Nigel Farage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the age of 14, Michel Mandarin was forcibly removed from his home, the coral atoll of Ile-de-Quoi, dumped on the quayside in Mauritius, forced to live on food scraps out of bins. He has resettled those islands and yet now faces a removal order from yet another Labour government. So maybe twice in one lifetime, he's going to be asked to leave his homeland. Can I ask the Prime Minister, for a government that is full of human rights lawyers, within and without, why do the opinions and human rights of indigenous Chagossians not matter to him at all?
Prime Minister. So he has neither the decency nor the backbone to condemn a death threat to a member of this House, whichever party they are in. He doesn't have the decency or the backbone to condemn it and to sack the individual. And that just shows that his party have got nothing to offer the country but grievance and division. Look at their candidate in Gorton and Denton, a man who says anyone who isn't white cannot be English. No wonder he's been endorsed by Tommy Robinson. It doesn't represent our country, and anybody who wants to stand against that hatred and division should vote Labour on Thursday tomorrow in Gorton and Denton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can the Prime Minister update the House on how the government is tackling the misuse of illegal drugs? And will he reassure parents in my constituency of Rugby and across the country that Labour will continue to disagree with the views and the voices of those who think that it is a good idea to legalise Class A drugs like heroin and crack cocaine?
Prime Minister. Can I thank him for raising that? We are working relentlessly to tackle the supply of illegal drugs and expanding police powers to test more suspects upon arrest. The Green Party's policy isn't just irresponsible, it's reprehensible. Legalising, Mr. Speaker, cocaine, heroin, ketamine and the date rape drug GHB, a drug which we know is used to spike drinks for women. Now, whilst we're making that an offence, the Green Party's proposals would shatter lives, increase antisocial behaviour and see drugs use running rife. And I have to say, as the father of a 17-and-a-half-year-old son, the idea that the argument is being made by the Greens that when he turns 18 in just a few months, it would be lawful to provide him with heroin and crack cocaine is absolutely disgusting.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister recently stated we will not allow the powerful to treat justice as optional. He was talking about Epstein's enablers. But my constituent who uses the pseudonym Isabella, has asked me to ask the PM whether his words also apply to those who assisted Britain's Epstein and Hamid al-Fayed. A monster who, with others, abused her and hundreds of other women and girls in a human trafficking scandal that the Met, unlike the French authorities, are still refusing to treat as such. So will the Prime Minister ensure sufficient resources are committed to fully investigating this multi-perpetrator, multi-jurisdictional, multi-decade trafficking outrage and meet with Isabella and her fellow victims to understand the terrible scale of this shocking crime?
Well, can I thank you for raising this really important case on behalf of really important victims, and I'm sure the thoughts of the whole House are with those victims. Every report of sexual offence should be treated seriously, every victim should be treated with dignity, and every investigation should be conducted professionally. The Safeguarding Minister is meeting the victims, and I will make sure that his constituent is part and included in those meetings. If he gives me the full details, I'll make sure that happens.
Imran Hussain. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we have all heard the horrific news that a man entered Manchester Central Mosque last night in this.
Yes, people, that was the British House of Parliament question time. So we have the Labour Party versus the Conservative Party. So you have this little bright black woman, Aida, or she want to name, on the Conservative Party side, and she had throw some punch. So you see the two difference between the British version of question time in the House, when leader opposition I got toe to toe with the Prime Minister. I see this the two different things I want to say. Oh, this is so fiery from both sides. Right? People drop some word and but you see how cool the Parliament run. You know, have a lot of really obstruction, like Jamaican Parliament, where you know, no control, it bias. You saw the speaker you really even I know when they really come interrupt something. I want him talk, everybody have to listen and quiet. Jamaica when them beat the blood clot thing with the hammer, people still have make noise and a shout, unruly. You know, you have few little unruly, but as them try to get unruly, the speaker shut them up. Yeah, man, shut them up definitely, and my just quiet. Because you see, if them give you one warning, and you know all that, and take it serious, you get thrown out. Sometimes you get thrown out for the day, and so you get thrown out for all 3 sessions. Depends on your blood clot, how them judge or you act. And that all it's supposed to be. So you see, at the same version like Jamaica version, what you have now, Jamaica break the rule, unruly. If they not run like the same way, politics, it used to be one time still, but then again, Andrew Holness, I'm going to mash it up. Yeah, man, seriously. We can't go around that. The Jamaica Parliament used to run just like England Parliament. Even in a Siago them days. Right? Even in a Siago them days. T.J. Patterson, Portia Simpson, Bruce Golden. Parliament is nice and manners. I just Andrew Wallace since him come in power, I him mash it up and break all the rules them. Him and him wife. And then all him MP then follow him. And that's all it is. Very sad. But it's a big difference. Very big difference to the British Parliament and the Jamaican Parliament, which should operate the same. But Jamaican, them break all the rules. And that's a Jamaica, as I said before, I just now under this regime of Andrew Holness, Parliament mash up. Everybody do what they want to do. them fix up the Rasclad Parliament by putting new Rasclad fit men, refit things and cost so much money and things like that, and them do it on the side of all them things. What kind of blood clot Parliament? Me don't understand this, you know. So you see, me don't know what go on here, man. But this is just a difference between the two Parliament, because Jamaica is still under British rule. So the same fucking Parliament them have, same rule them supposed to follow. But Jamaica blood clot break every bomber clot rule, and that's all it is. Yeah, man. Fucking boy, me I tell you, you know. And them now Rasclad work like this. Because I see the opposition party I stand up like how this black girl stand up and throw some punch. And I saw opposition party, this also, I don't show that for sure people say, see the big difference. That's our opposition party supposed to really stand up and throw punches without no fear. I mean, I thought the black girl either, right? And she do a good job. She learn the craft more and more. Yeah, she know a tough Rasclad lion den, you know. To get the Rasclad top price to become the Prime Minister, you know. So you have to have fucking some pedigree, some class, you know, and everything. To do this, so. Especially the man world. They run all the white man them, trash white man them, will say, well then, and woman too. So she have to be really powerful to reach this. So I'm have to bigger up with that still. Although I'm not say she dep on the wrong party, but I feel her choice. That's all it is. Can't beat her up on that. Can't beat her up on that at all. So she do a good job. I'm like to see that as a black woman still. As me say, to me, the wrong party that, because I would never vote Conservative. Because I know where them stand for. But she choose it. I fear her life that, can't go around it. But you know, she's a good fighter. I like her. She have fucking guts. She have lion in her. She have lion and tiger in her. Some parts show the lioness, and some parts show say, oh, she's a tiger. Oh. Yeah, man, give her a clap for that. And we are out.
A big sound, I play a big tune. Ja Oli Emmanuel, boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression, poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther. And the ancient monarchy will come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty. And we know war, no devil philosophy. Not until color from man's skin is abnormal, significant well to the color of his eye. Remember all the war done in 1935.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
On Sticky Stucky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe on Sticky Stucky TV. Big up yourself, Keith Gargan.